What's going on, guys? My name's David, and I want to help you out if you're an up-and-coming YouTuber and you want to make some money on YouTube. You're looking for the best camera for your setup. You want to make some impressive-looking talking style videos or vlogging videos. Sorry about that. If you're just walking around. Now, full disclosure, I have a very humble setup. I'm just getting into this, but I've done a lot of research. I've watched a ton of videos on the different types of cameras and what they're good for. And I want to give that information to you condensed in one short video, which I think a lot of other videos haven't done because they have their own agendas on products they want to promote. But yeah, once I get the funds, I'm going to get one of these cameras myself as well. But I'm still collecting those funds. And once I'm able to, I'm going to invest in a new setup and a new camera. So yeah, let's get right into it. I want to show you guys the tips I found. All right, so starting off with the Canon EOS R10. This one has the industry standard 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor, which is going to give you those high quality images and videos. A lot of good cameras, they have this particular sensor. Some of the higher end ones have a more advanced one, but this one is really good for a lot of purposes. This camera records in 4K, but you have to note that it records 60 frames per second with a crop. So if you want to capture stuff that's moving around really fast and you want to use a higher FPS, which is going to give you like the slow-mo effect, this is going to crop your field of vision a little bit. That's just how the camera works. But if you're shooting in 30 frames per second instead of 60, it's going to give you the full broad view, and that's going to be good for vlogging when there's not a lot of fast movement. You're just talking into the camera. So 30 FPS is going to be good for that. This one has a dual pixel CMOS AF2, and this is what helps keeps your subject in focus automatically. So you can just set the camera on and it's going to focus on your face automatically. You don't have to do anything in particular. A unique feature that I like about this, a lot of other cameras don't have, is a touch screen that flips out and lets you see yourself on the screen. And this is really useful if you're just learning how to speak in front of a camera and you want to see your field of vision, how you look, and how your setup is arranged. One drawback of this camera is that it doesn't have a stabilizer. So if you plan on taking this camera out and about and recording stuff around you, you're gonna need an additional gimbal or tripod for that. Also, I forgot to mention, but if you look on Amazon at this camera, there are several features for you to buy. You can get just the camera only, which is like $800 something. I'd suggest go for the 18 to 45 millimeter option, because this is like the standard lens kit that you want to have. The more expensive option for like $1,200, that's the lens kit that lets you zoom in into the distance, and that's like a higher grade feature that most people don't really need. Just go for the 18 to 45 millimeter one. All right, next up is the Sony ZV-E10. This one is a little bit cheaper at $698 for the 16 to 50 millimeter lens. Like the Canon, this one also has the same sensor, the 24.2 megapixel, for the high quality images and videos. Again, like the industry standard. It also records in 4K video, but the difference for this one is that it only records up to 30 frames per second. So probably not as good for fast moving objects. A unique thing about this that I really like is the product showcase mode. And what this is, it allows you, it autofocuses on objects you hold up. So if you're a review channel, or if you're just bringing something up that you want to show to the camera, it's going to autofocus on that object, making filming very easy for you. This one is very lightweight and portable, a little bit lighter than the Canon. It also has a flip screen, so lets you see yourself on the screen. And overall, great option for vloggers with a great value. All right, next camera is one that's really good for vlogging. It's very affordable, and it's the cheapest one on this list, which is why I included it if you're a starting YouTuber. So this one, very unique feature of this one is that it has a built-in 3-axis gimbal. It's going to provide stabilization, so there's no shakiness when you're recording. And this is great because it means that you don't have to buy a separate gimbal or tripod. You don't have to go out looking for separate features. It's already in the camera as a built-in feature. It has a 1.7-inch sensor, which allows you to capture 4K footage at 60 frames per second. So just like the Canon camera that I first brought up, and this is something that the Sony doesn't have. Sony doesn't go up to 60 frames per second, but this one does. This one is also Very portable. As you can see, it's almost like a stick. It's like a GoPro a little bit. But one drawback about this one is that it's less effective in low light due to the sensor. So if you're filming at night, it might not be the best option for you. Also, the autofocus is not as advanced. It's not like the Canon or the Sony where they have that great autofocus feature. And finally, we have the Sony Alpha 6700. So this one has the highest quality sensor out of any camera on this list. And from the videos I watched and the research I've done, this seems to be like the highest quality camera that also isn't like multiple thousands of dollars. This one is still expensive, $1,400 for the body only. With the lenses, it's a bit more, but this is the highest quality sensor you can get for the price. And it's gonna give you really high quality, almost cinema-like quality photos and videos. This one records at 4K video at up to 120 frames per second. So twice as much as the DJI and the Canon EOS R10. So this is gonna make it really good for recording objects that are moving at a fast pace. It's gonna give you almost a slow motion effect if you really want to. This one has in-body stabilization, so you don't need a separate gimbal. So unlike the first two cameras I brought up, the Canon and Sony, this one does have stabilization that you don't need a separate gimbal for. This one also has AI-based autofocus. And the drawback of this one is that it's the most expensive one on the list, $1,400. But if you want to be a versatile YouTuber, if you want to record yourself in different scenery, different objects and different scenes, definitely good investment. And this is actually the one I'm going to go for because I have a lot of ideas for content. And it's going to be a great investment for the long run. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. And if you have any ideas for camera recommendations or what you think is the best for starting YouTubers, because I'm also just learning, I'm just here to give you a compilation of the information that I found. And if you want to check out any of these cameras, I've linked them in the description box below. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. And I'm thinking of doing another video on different mics and sound systems for starting YouTubers as well. And if you want to see that, subscribe. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Peace.